And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of The Flash, Season 8, Episode 6. It's finally back from its little break, or whatever you want to call it, whatever hiatus, after the whole Armageddon, during the pandemic, they had to just film the crossover episode, even though technically really wasn't much of a crossover. But it was still fun nonetheless. Now, this episode was very interesting because it involved something to basically help the season continue into what trouble we'll be getting for this rest of the season of The Flash. Okay, so we all know that Barry and Iris, at the end of the whole Armageddon and the Godspeed stuff and all that, they had their, what is it called? Wedding renewal, vow renewal, which is very sweet and cute and awesome. Although I personally thought that they should have had that at the end of The Flash, when it was eventually going to end, like officially no more seasons, bye-bye Flash kind of thing. But now I feel like at the very end is going to be Nora and Bart being born, but that's just my guess. But we don't know. We don't know if we're gonna get another season 9 or whatever, but we have to wait. So when that happened, Bart and Nora, they kind of went back in time to do some things. Now we know why. Apparently, when they, after the whole Godspeed situation that Nora and Bart helped out, they went back to the timeline and things were pretty much the same, but certain little things kind of changed that made them decide, well, we should just fix that, even though it's a minor problem. But they decided to go back in time to try to fix that, correct that little crack in the multiverse, in a way, or in the time stream, and try to correct it. But of course, speedsters, they messed the things up anyway. And that little problem was the fact that, Jay was alive and everything was coming back to full circle. They saw things that, that they didn't know about. Because remember, Armageddon happened. They were not involved with Armageddon, so they don't know what happened. And they don't know the fact that Joe, quote-unquote, died. But he was erasing timeline because of what Reverse Flash did. So they don't know all that. And then they went back in time to try to fix one thing that happened where Jay Garrett's wife was one person and it ended up being a different person. So they went to go change that thing and then end up accidentally creating the Royal Flush Gang 30 years earlier than they're supposed to be created. Or a couple seasons before they're supposed to be created. Meaning when Barry was in the coma the first season. Yeah, like when he was in the hospital, not when Harrison Wells shows up and picks him into Star Labs after the whole particle accelerator explodes, and they go decide to save Joe from being shot, because that's basically everything changed from there, which made no sense to me, but okay. So they end up doing that. Something happens with the Royal Flush Gang. They assemble for the first time. No pun intended to Marvel. Then they end up saving a casino that gets robbed with a bunch of bombs that kills people. They meet some new girl who helps from another lab, who helps them with the time travel paradox thing. So we got to see Nora and Bart kind of be silly and goofy, which was fine, I guess, sure. But, my main question is like, you figure, the new Nora. Remember, the first time we met Nora, she was new to the whole speedster thing. She wanted to meet her father, so she got erased from the timeline. That changed. Then it went back in time again to fix all that problem. Then we got the good Nora, who's more, experienced, and we got a Impulse now, who's kind of learned the ropes because of Jay. But then of course Jay dies in his timeline. He gets a boohoo, and then he brings him back, and now he's all happy again. And then, he's acting his goofy self. Typical normal stuff, which is okay. But my only question is, why does Nora have to act like she doesn't know this stuff already about messing with the timeline? She tried to warn Bart, but then she was making the same mistakes as he was. And just making the whole timeline thing a lot worse But overall, it was an okay return. It wasn't the strongest episode. There was no Flash in this episode. But, I mean, we did see Barry in a coma, but it was just, I guess, doctored footage from last season. I mean, season 1 when he was in a coma. So, yeah, I honestly thought they were going to change the timeline again because Eddie Thawne was there in this episode. So that was cool seeing that actor come back. I swear, I thought this was going to happen where the ending was going to be like they go back to their timeline and Iris was not their mother anymore. It was somebody else, that Barry was married to somebody else, Patty Smith, Caitlin, or somebody, or there was no Frost, or I swore that was going to happen, but none of that happened. Then it goes back to the present time where Barry and the team, after the whole celebration, they decide to go to Paris, all of them, and something disappears. I guess Iris was brushing her hair. She looked fabulous, by the way. She left it on the counter or the couch, and it just disappeared. What does that mean? No clue. But something changed in the timeline. We just don't know it yet. But I'm pretty sure the next couple episodes we'll find out. But yeah, I am glad it's back. Not the strongest way to bring it back, but hopefully Nora and Bart don't come back as, oh, we need to fix the timeline again, because I'm kind of getting sick and tired of the whole let's fix the timeline situation. It looks like we're going to get that again in this situation, but with Barry. So hopefully he does it and keeps the timeline from his point of view perfect, so that way the future stays intact. So we'll see, but let's see how the rest of the season goes. But I am glad it's back. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And are you guys excited the Flash is back? Are you guys getting sick and tired of seeing the whole timeline thing getting changed again? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much and have a good night.